Tonight, from your own backyard, you can point a tube at the sky and see 4 tiny moons lined up beside the planet Jupiter, the exact site that got Galileo in trouble 400 years ago. You can watch Saturn's rings hang in empty black space and count individual craters on the moon. No observatory, no dark sky road trip. Here is exactly what to buy, what you will really see, and how to find it on your very first clear night. First, the honest truth about what a backyard telescope shows you, because this is where most beginners get burned. The moon is jaw-dropping, sharp craters and mountain shadows, like you are flying low over it. Jupiter becomes a small striped disk with a line of star-like moons. Saturn shows its rings, tiny but unmistakable. But galaxies and nebulae look like faint gray smudges, not the glowing color you see in NASA photos. Knowing that now is the difference between a lifelong hobby and a telescope gathering dust in a closet. So how does a telescope pull those sights out of the dark? It does not really zoom. It does 2 jobs at once. Your eye's pupil is a tiny window, only about 7 millimeters wide. A telescope's big front opening is a giant bucket that catches hundreds of times more light, so faint things become bright enough to see. Then it bends all that gathered light down to a single sharp point called the focus. At that focus floats a tiny, bright image of whatever you are aimed at. Then a small second lens, the eyepiece, works like a magnifying glass held over that little image, spreading it across your eye. The magnification is simply the telescope's focal length divided by the eyepieces. Swap in a shorter eyepiece and you get more power, but here is the catch that the marketing hides. That front bucket is everything, and it has a name, aperture, the width of the main lens or mirror. Aperture, not magnification, decides how much you can actually see. Ignore any box screaming 500 power. Empty magnification just blows a dim blur up into a bigger dim blur. A good rule of thumb is that your useful top magnification is about 50 times the aperture in inches. So the real question when you buy is simple. How wide is the bucket? You do not even need a telescope to start. Tier 1 is a pair of 10 by 50 binoculars. A solid pair like the Celestron UpClose runs about $50. That is 10 times magnification through 50mm light buckets. Brace them against a wall or a fence, aim at Jupiter, and you will see up to 4 of its moons as tiny points of light beside it. The same thing Galileo saw with far worse glass. Binoculars are the most recommended, least regretted first buy in all of astronomy. Tier 2 is your first real telescope, a tabletop Dobsonian like the Skywatcher Heritage 130, about $300 all in. That is about 5 inches of aperture, sitting on a simple base you set on a table or a crate. This is the beginner sweet spot. Enough light bucket to show Saturn's rings clearly and reveal the brightest nebulae, yet simple enough that you are observing in 2 minutes instead of fighting a flimsy tripod. If you buy only one thing, buy something like this. Tier 3 is for when you are truly hooked. An 8-inch Dobsonian like the Aperture AD8, around $700. 8 inches of aperture is a giant leap, more than double the light gathering of the tabletop scope. Now the dark gap in Saturn's rings appears, Jupiter's cloud bands sharpen into detail, and dozens of galaxies come within reach. It is big, and it is heavy, but pound for pound, it is the most telescope your money can buy. One warning saves beginners the most heartbreak. The mount matters more than the tube. At high magnification, the tiniest wobble throws your target clean out of view, and a shaky tripod makes an otherwise good scope useless. That is why Dobsonians win for beginners. The tube just rests in a smooth wooden rocker box, rock steady, and you nudge it by hand to track. Avoid the department store tripod scopes that jiggle for 10 seconds after every touch. Set up night. Carry the scope outside about 20 minutes early so it cools to the outdoor air, because a warm tube makes the image shimmer like heat off a summer road. Start with your lowest power eyepiece, which is the one with the biggest number in millimeters, because it gives the widest view and the easiest target to catch. Then give your eyes a full 10 minutes to adjust to the dark, and do not check your bright phone, or you reset them instantly. Your first target is the easiest thing in the sky, the moon. It is huge and bright, impossible to miss, and it teaches you how to aim and focus. Slide the focuser until the craters snap razor sharp. Here is a pro tip, though. Do not observe a full moon. It is flat and blinding. A half moon is far better because the sun strikes it from the side and every crater and mountain throws a long, dramatic shadow. Now the main event, Jupiter, the brightest star-like dot in the sky that shines with a steady light instead of twinkling. Center it, focus carefully, and it resolves into a small striped disk with 2 dark cloud belts, and beside it, in a neat little line, up to 4 points of light, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Come back the next night and they have visibly moved. That motion, the fact that these worlds circled Jupiter and not the Earth, is what shattered the old picture of the cosmos. Then swing over to Saturn, and this is the one that makes people gasp out loud. It looks fake, a tiny amber ball wearing a perfect ring, floating in absolute black. Even a small scope shows the rings clearly. A larger one reveals the thin, dark gap that divides them, called the Cassini division. No photo prepares you for seeing it live with your own eye, knowing those exact photons crossed nearly 1 billion miles of empty space to land on your retina. Once the planets have you hooked, go deeper. In winter, the Orion Nebula is a glowing cloud where new stars are being born right now. The Pleiades is a sparkling knot of hot blue stars. A double star like Albireo splits into 1 gold and 1 blue jewel side by side. These will not blaze with color like the posters. They are soft and gray to the eye, but you are seeing light that left them long before you were born. Here is the expectation the internet gets badly wrong. Your phone will not capture what your eye sees. Hold your phone camera up to the eyepiece, and the moon photographs beautifully, bright and sharp and worth sharing. But planets come out as tiny featureless blobs and galaxies as nothing at all, because real astrophotography stacks hundreds of separate frames to pull faint detail up out of the noise. For your first year, let your own eye be the camera. It is better than you think. 2 things fight you on any given night, and neither one is your telescope. First is light pollution. City glow washes out faint galaxies, but it barely touches the moon and the planets, so you can enjoy those from a downtown balcony. Second is what astronomers call seeing. The atmosphere itself shimmers, so some nights the image boils, and other nights it is glass steady. If Jupiter looks like it is underwater, it is not your scope, it is the air. Wait for a calm, clear night and try again. From here it opens up fast, and most of it is free. A free app like Stellarium turns your phone into a live star map that shows exactly where every planet is tonight. Add 1 cheap second eyepiece for more magnification on the planets. Learn to star hop, stepping from a bright star you know to a faint target you cannot see yet. And when you are ready, a simple phone mount and a stacking app start you down the astrophotography road. But none of that matters on night 1. So that is the whole path. A telescope gathers light and magnifies it. Aperture is the one number that matters. A steady mount matters more than raw power. And the moon, Jupiter's 4 moons, and Saturn's rings are all waiting on the very next clear night, starting from about $40. 400 years ago, these exact sites rewrote humanity's place in the universe. Tonight, they are yours for the price of a nice dinner. Go outside and look up. Frontier tech from the ground up. If that made it click, hit subscribe. A fresh teardown drops every single day.